Gamers have become well aware of narrative consultation companies and the types of people that run these organizations because they hate gamers and they are not afraid to admit it. But now we're seeing the Sweet Baby Inc. CEO Kim Belair crying victim again amid a Black Girl Gamers echo chamber conference. I have a few different things to show off, but before I get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, join the community in my live streams, and consider supporting through Patreon or YouTube memberships. Now, it's not shocking to see someone like her crying victim yet again because she's faced backlash. All of the narrative consultation companies have, whether it's Black Girl Gamers, X, Sweet Baby Inc. Of course, you have so many now at this point that we've figured out and we've uncovered, but the jokes continue to write themselves truly because instead of just saying, hey, listen, you guys just don't know me, and that's fine, but I do care about video games, saying something that you could take even slightly positively, it's just echo chamber and attack the very people you need to have a job, because without gamers, you would not have a job, you would not be making money, and your company would not need to exist. This is a Smash JT article. It says recently the Black Girl Gamers online summit featured a panel with Kim Belair, the co-founder of Sweet Baby Inc., Ash Parrish, a reporter from The Verge, and Jayan Lopez, the CEO of Black Girl Gamers. Their event was supposedly a platform for authentic, real conversations about the industry, but in reality, it was anything but. Now, of course, they love to hear themselves talk, and I say this all the time, even though I do not agree with their opinions, they're allowed to have a platform. It is only fair, but they should also be allowing their critics a platform, and that's not what they want to do. They want to silence people, and that is exactly what they are doing. Not only is this whole entire thing titled Breaking Down the Gamergate, the toxic side of gaming culture, but they have completely silenced everyone, as you can see, because if you look at the comment section, there's only one single comment, and if you sort by newest first or top comments, it does not matter. There are none here. They have a filter set up, so it's filtering everything and they have to approve every comment, and they had only simply approved one, which just goes to show that before we actually found this, basically nobody was interacting with it. But this is, not looking particularly good for them, given the fact that right now it's sitting at 32 likes and 1.4k dislikes. So they're trying their best to silence people. They only want their voices to be heard, which of course is absolutely ridiculous. And some of the things that they say within this conference, we'll call it, because that's what they want to call it, are absolutely abhorrent statements. They do not care about gamers. They do not care about allowing people a voice. They simply want themselves to be the ones that end up on top. They want to control the industry. They want to control projects that are being made, and they can say all they want authentic conversations, but they are proving the opposite. This is going to be a pivotal panel. In this panel, we're going to use Gamergate as the backdrop, and we'll discuss the realities of gaming culture. They don't actually talk about what Gamergate really was, which the first Gamergate was a movement regarding ethics in video game journalism. There are certain women within the industry, like Anita Sarkeesian, Brianna Wu, and Zoe Quinn, who twisted the definition of Gamergate to say it was a harassment campaign when it was not. They were simply facing criticism the majority of the time, and that's exactly what is going on with Gamergate too. It started because of narrative consultation companies, and also just companies in totality, whether they are, forcing DEI in narratives into their work. And also, yes, part of that is video game journalism, because we see the same problems going on, and it's only gotten worse. Journalists now are not afraid to admit that they absolutely loathe gamers, just like the people at companies like Sweet Baby Inc. Ash Parrish, the writer for The Verge, had said whenever you write about those kinds of things, it's really like kicking a hornet's nest over. You get all these kinds of negative comments and negative attention, which, yes, when you make a controversial statement online, you are going to receive criticism. That's just the way that the world works. You are saying gamers are terrible people and something was a harassment campaign when neither of those are true. Embedded in their Discord and listen to the kinds of things that they were saying. So she just straight up admits that she went into a Discord server. We do not know which one. I would assume it's probably Cabrutus's DEI detected because it is a major hub and was created at the start of Gamergate 2, but who knows? Admitting that, she listened to the kinds of things that people were saying. Now, she could have reached out to any of those moderators, anyone on that team. She could reach out to any content creator and have a genuine conversation, but she doesn't. I say this every time I talk about individuals like this. I'm fine with sitting down with people that I generally disagree with. I would sit down with Ash. I would sit down with Kim. I would sit down with Jayanne. I would sit down with any of these people, and we could hold a decent civil conversation because that's what human beings should do. Yes, I'm going to heavily criticize the actions you've taken, and I will probably fact check you, and I will probably, raise a lot more questions you don't like during the interview or sit down discussion. But at the end of the day, there are people that are willing to have conversations with people like this, and they don't want to partake. They just want to play the victim. They want to say that they are being targeted. They want to sit in their echo chambers. Kim Belair had said, I think of us almost like patient zero of this wave of Gamergate. They perceive like, oh, this woman's design is not quite as it used to be, and I think it used to be hotter. It's not always necessarily about being hotter. It's just being so extremely different. Yes, a lot of the times it does boil down to a character design being, ruined, and she used to be hotter in simple terms. And it's done because activists in the industry, these developers want to, fight against what they call the male gaze, which is a fictionalized concept, instead of allow people to have their attractive characters, because they don't want, again, to make something for the men, and they just ruin characters like Harley Quinn. For example, in Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, a title that Sweet Baby Inc. did, yes, in fact, work on, she used to be a bombshell. She used to be so freaking beautiful. And don't get me wrong, I think that her character model within the game is still pretty good. It's not so vastly different, but the problem was her outfits and the fact that they acknowledge that she used to wear sexier outfits. They have a scene within the game where she opens up the locker, she sees one of her older outfits, and she slams the locker door and says, "It's time for a change. I'm not going to be that person anymore." That is the problem, is the fact that you are dancing on the, legacies of older games, older characters, in order to promote a more modern message and create something for modern audiences, but clearly those people don't show up to buy products. Belair continues, the assumption was essentially made that our work on games had been to make a black character exist in Alan Wake 2 and put pride flags in Spider-Man 2. Now, I say this whenever I talk about Sweet Baby Inc. We never know exactly how they affected a product, but at the end of the day, a company is not hired to do nothing. A developer is not going to give a Sweet Baby Inc., let's say for argument's sake, $50,000 to work on a game and then not end up using the work that they did. We don't know exactly how much Sweet Baby Inc. gets paid, especially when they're working with a company like Remedy or Rocksteady, but we'll just use that figure. They're not going to just get paid to do absolutely nothing, and their job is, yes, narrative consultation, and on their website, when games are new and they're not trying to hide the fact that they worked on them, they do say, oh, we helped with character quips, character dialogue, character designs, things like that. Maybe they were not the ones who decided to put pride flags in Spider-Man 2, but they did something regarding Spider-Man 2, whether it was pride flags or MJ's design or the cringy female power dialogue, denigrating, Peter, slew of different things they could have done. And because we don't know exactly, people are going to speculate. Of course, people are allowed to speculate. And of course, the echo chamber is in full effect. Not only is the Black Girl Gamers official X account going around blocking anybody who questions them and this conference. Smash JT had tweeted towards them, hey, look, it's the serial harassers, Black Girl Gamers that hide behind being black as a shield from criticism, and sent a cease and desist to that place for covering their racist hiring policies in a pathetic attempt at silencing them, now taking a tweet from a thread out of context to push their narrative. It's absolutely pathetic that this is going on. This is not the way that the gaming industry should be ran. And I do think that these people should have a platform, but we are allowed to heavily criticize them. If you look at what they do, it says that they are uniquely placed in the gaming industry. The intersection of our team, community, and experience allows us to offer a number of consulting services for clients within gaming, FMCG, and the TV/film industries. Now, when he had done this article, it was only at 380 dislikes, but now it's a little bit higher at 1.4. Do I think that they're going to make a statement? No. Do I think that they're going to apologize? No, because they believe that they are in the right. And they sit here and they talk about, quote, the toxic side of gaming culture, but they don't actually want to acknowledge the toxic side of gaming culture, which is the one that they're a part of. They are taking products, they are altering them, they are attacking gamers, saying you guys are ists, you're phobes for simply talking about certain video games and products and criticizing, and they cry harassment all the time when they're simply receiving criticism. So I will be keeping my eye on this. I don't think that they're going to go through and allow any of these comments. I think that this dislike ratio is only going to continue to skyrocket. But for now, that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this, give it a like, and if you didn't, give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I'll talk to you all again in the next video really soon.